if those are going to work. They look a bit weird on the email. They look small, so hopefully they work.
Good afternoon, my eager little race fans, and welcome along to some Sunday lunchtime GT4 racing in the form, of course, of the SOP GT4 World Series. Please ignore the technical glitch when I displayed the wrong screen and you heard Bailey and I talking technical stuff in the background. If there wasn't a technical glitch on one of Double O Raven's streams, I've said this before, is he even putting any effort? We've had the technical glitch at the start, so let's crack on with the event. We are here, of course, for week 2 after an absolute cracker at Bathurst. This week promises definitely more of the same. Brands Hatch is the track this week as our drivers battle out to build on their points tally from round 1. Joining me this week in the virtual commentary booth is our resident statistician and stats guy and maker of all things awesome on our on-screen overlays, and a fellow competitor of mine in the amateur GT4 World Series. It is, of course, one half of our founding father team, SOP Curly Red. It's Bailey. How was this afternoon, Bailey?
Very, very good. Thank you very much, John. I'm very excited for this race. 45 minutes around Brands Hatch, possibly one of my favourite tracks. One of the races I'm most excited to take part in. But good weather, I think, as well, isn't it?
I think it may well be. I'm just currently waiting on my PlayStation to still log in. For some reason, it's not letting me in. Tell us about the track, Bailey, while I quickly panic. Let me just bring up some... let's bring up this quickly for the guys at home. There's some track facts. Let me see if I can get this sorted out quickly.
Yeah, of course. So this is round 2. We did start in Barhurst, which is possibly one of the trickiest tracks in the game. I just wait for the information to come up. Is it going to come up, or do I... Oh, no. Here we go. Yes, so here you have the track information, track facts. It's known to host races such as the F3, British F3, British F4, British Touring Car Championship, British GT, which is ironic. Turns 9. There's 9 turns. The length of the track is 1.9 kilometres, and it's in Kent. It held 12 British Grand Prix. I can't imagine it ever holding another one with these modern F1 cars. It's an old track, and it's possibly perfect for the races we're about to do, the GT4 cars. Smaller cars, less power, lighter compared to the GT3 cars, and definitely doesn't set the drivers apart in the GT4. I always thought GT4 meant they were less experienced and you moved up, a bit like F2 moving up to F1. But it's nothing like that. It's its own championship. It does its own thing, which I find really interesting. And of course, there's no numbers on the corners really. They're all named, I think, John.
Yes, there are maggots. No, sorry, that's Silverstone. I was about to start quoting Silverstone. I'm getting my British Grand Prix. I'm all kerfuffle. But here we are. Look, we've got guys on track. As I mentioned in the commentary booth today, it is myself, Double Raven, or John, whichever floats your boat. I'm sure there's worse names people can call me, but we could stick to Raven or John. That would be great. And of course, SOP Curly Red. There's our names and a pretty graphic in the corner of the screen, because that's just how awesome we are these days. Hi to everyone in the chat. Blatant Rage. That is a very, very important question, one which we will have to get to sooner rather than later. Bailey, what kind of Haribo would you like?
I do like the eggs.
To be fair, that is an excellent choice. An excellent choice. Who says youth is wasted on the young? Certainly not I. Let me see if I can. Oh, that's in the wrong place. That's why that's happened. So there we go. If I do that, Cha-ching! Brands Hatch, 45 minutes, GT4 World Series. That's what we're here for, as we mentioned. We're at Brands Hatch. It is one of the oldest tracks on the planet. Make absolutely no mistakes of that. An absolute cracking course. A very short one as well, Bailey. And very, very, very undulating. It's going to be a very interesting race in these very unstable, non-aerodynamically inclined GT4 cars.
Absolutely. I mean, like I said before, this is one of my favourite tracks. I don't know why, but maybe I think it's a bit of a sort of like a Monza. There's not many braking zones, not many heavy braking zones. It's very fast, and there's a lot of lifting and carrying speed, and you've got to be perfect at it to get the job done. So we've gone from a track where you've got to stay out the walls. And stay on track best you can, where there's not much runoff as well, to a track that has lots of runoff, a lot of gravel traps, and quite a technical one as well, to basically start off the technical part of the series, where we move on to Monza next week, don't we?
Yes, indeed, Monza next week, as you say, but this week, as you were saying, yes, this track is a very, very, very tricky one. Indeed, as we're talking about, very, very undulating on the way in and out of the braking zones. It's going to be very, very interesting watching these guys. As Bailey mentioned, they have two things that perhaps might not be an improvement on the situation from Bathurst. Of course, Bathurst has a lot of walls very close to the track, but this track has a lot of space, a lot of runoff, and a lot of gravel. And one thing Bailey and I will both testify wholeheartedly, the last thing you want is gravel on your tyres in these cars, especially on a course like this, Bailey.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I know very well about getting gravel on the tyres.
Indeed.
It's not a good experience. No, I'm joking. Yeah, they cause some lack of grip. Temperature, I think, possibly if you go off a bit too long, obviously you lose a bit of temperature, the pressures go down, and then you got to start thinking about being a bit more aggressive, and that can be a bit dangerous for you if you try and go a bit too aggressive around this track. There's not many curbs though, is there, that you can get it wrong? Turn 1 possibly, down the paddock.
Yeah, turn 3 and 4.
Bend.
Yeah, turn 3 and 4.
Oh, yeah,
I can absolutely assure you, as you're coming out of that exit at the bottom of turn 3, you absolutely don't want to catch too much curb on either side. Of course, famously, we are talking about Surtees, one of the, as far as I'm concerned, most technical corners on the planet. It is an absolute nightmare to get your entrance right. It is a complete pain in the neck to get your acceleration feathering correct at the apex, and it's an even bigger pain in the bum to get your foot down on the way out. So definitely, with all the changes that they made, Surtees has been in the mix since 1960. It has changed slightly its angle, but that corner has been an ever-present thorn in the side to car drivers who chance their arm here at Brands Hatch. Fockham in Longfield it is, in Kent, in the United Kingdom. And of course, as we've mentioned before, Bailey, another one of these tracks that started life as a motorcycle track. So it just goes to show you how far back these tracks have been used for, and how much motorsport has developed.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I was just reading up about some facts about the track, and it did say that it was first, motorcyclists, and I think that was probably one of the first motorsports though, right? Because it makes sense. It's easier in terms of the fact that it's only got 2 wheels, and then the technicality of having 4 wheels and a roof then moved on later on, I think. But it makes sense that this track looks a bit more like a motorcycle track, doesn't it, with how it is.
Indeed it is, and yeah, I'm going to be honest, I would not be a massive fan of doing turn 1 in reverse, because this course, of course, there was a horse, it was dead, of course. No, but this course was run in reverse, so the direction the guys are going in at the moment, this nice downhill section we see Will Castle coming through, that wasn't a downhill section, and certainly turn 1 on a push bike, Bailey. Can't say I'd be a big fan of that little adventure.
No, absolutely not.
Indeed. So the practice session's coming to an end. We will give you a quick run through of the drivers. This is, of course, the Silver Series that we're running this week, just to mix things up a bit and give you guys a proper look at just the strength and depth we have of driving talent here at SOP. We've got Murcielago put in a decent performance last night in the Coach Dave Academy sponsored event. So did Valkyrie. We've got Smith and Weston joining us tonight as well. Unfortunately disconnected last night, so fingers crossed his connection holds out for him today. We've got Marky Marks joining us. Robin Dobbin is in this league. And of course Rainmeister, who you will hear tomorrow night for the console Evo Invitational. That's easy for me to say at this time on a Sunday morning. We've got Clavulin, who is here to make my Sunday morning hellish, trying to get his name right. We've got Shab Josh is joining us in a Janetta. Valkyrie's making a second appearance as well as MSX. Now they're going up the timing boards. And I've just hit the wrong button, so let me just quickly panic and bring that and that. There we go. The game changed on me. That wasn't my fault. The game changed on me. Let me bring up... Why has that not done that? There we go. Boom, 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 boom. There is a map of the track, ladies and gentlemen. 1, 2 and 3 there, Bailey. Very, very, very tricky opening corners to this lap.
It is. And it's even, obviously you've got to think about, let's think about quali first, and how you're going to try and put a lap together, get it done quickly, hopefully perfect for your first runs.
Fingers crossed.
And also, so let's have a look. So you got turn 1, turn 2. Turn 1's downhill, turn 2 is uphill, then you're going round back on yourself into turn 3. Turn 3, huge opportunity to get it wrong. I've run off there a few times. I've seen people do it in the practice sessions. You go straight off and there's no grip on the grass. You tend to go, keep on going, and your brakes don't work, and it's havoc, basically.
Yeah, indeed.
And turn 4 is possibly one of my favourite turns for an overtake. And to get it right is very fun. You brake, you lift, and you go. And some people take it tight, some people take it wider, some people do the wide and then tight. Everyone takes a different line there, and it's great for the switchback of dreams, as I call it. Turn 5, turn 6, turn 7, they're all very similar, very quick, fast-paced corners. You probably would like to say you want a bit more downforce on these corners, but because the car likes to bounce a lot, depending obviously exactly what car you're driving. But for the Merc that I've been driving, the back seems to rotate a bit more, and it swings around those corners. 7's a tricky one, 8 is a tricky one, and 9, the final corner, is also an odd one because it sort of goes downhill and it likes to bring your back end out, and you either go wide to start your lap or you come in tight to finish your lap.
Indeed, absolutely spot on there from Bailey. I will say as well, I've mentioned this before, corners number 5, 6 and 7 are the absolute stuff of nightmares. Be under no illusion. Those 3 right-handers, Bailey, they are so... I mean, it's a lot of tracks. Nürburgring, when we talk about the Nürburgring, 80% of the corners at the Nürburgring are simply there to set you up for the next corner. So you're not actually trying to... Whereas this, you absolutely have to. And if you make any mistakes through 5, 6 and 7, the time loss is magnified unbelievably. So it will be certainly interesting to see if the guys can keep it on the track. We will have a quick hello to everyone in the chat, by the way. Hello everyone in the chat. Simon, I'm not sitting on the fence, it's not my job, so if you, Kane and Bailey, want to get your heads together in the chat and give me 2 names, I'm happy to go with whatever you choose. I'm here as the lead commentator. I'm not here to pick things, so I'm going to sit on the fence and leave you guys to figure out. Bailey?
What's that?
We're picking driver of the day from yesterday. There's still much procrastination on last night's.
No problem.
Bailey's a little quieter at the moment. Okay, Bailey, could you do me a favour and go to your PlayStation party and pop your mic up a little bit, please? Thank you very much.
No
that
problem.
would be fabulous. Somebody's cracking jokes. The reason you're so quiet is because your voice isn't broken yet. Only an Irishman would come up with that. Dot, it's good to see you. Ian TDI, of course, in the house. Jimothy, first man in the chat. Big respect. Busting out my 2 favourite emotes, of course, my own and SOP's. Love to see a double subscriber. Welcome along. Daytime Dave. Thank you very much for the follow, by the way. Oh, and we've just had another follow as well. Daytime Dave followed 7 hours ago and came straight back to join in the programme. We've got Blue Bull 1. Welcome along to SOP, mate. Thanks very much for giving us a follow on this Sunday morning. It is the GT4 World Series, and let me see if I can just show off a bit. Can I show off a bit?
How's that?
Yeah, there we go. Let's show off a bit. SOP Motorsports. Oh, Bailey, wait till you see this stream. Just so cool. So cool. So we are SOP Motorsports. We're here for the GT4 World Series, and my computer has now decided that I'm showing off a bit much, so it doesn't want to work. Yeah, so there we go in the comms. And Curly Red, and we are here for round 2 of Brands Hatch, round 2 of the GT World Series, and it is of course at Brands Hatch. So welcome one and all. We are qualifying. We're going to see some times hitting. We've got 16 guys on the track at the moment. Hopefully get a few more in. Kebab Fingers, hello. Simon, always watching. Baggy with the ever watchful eye. Jimothy with a let's go, let's go, let's do this, let's do it. Gels on a cruise. Gels on a cruise, I like that. Good luck, guys. Yes, well done, and good luck to all the guys on the track. Let us hope they can put this on. Ben Gallagher, announced driver of the day. We will announce driver of the day very shortly. I think it has been decided that for race 1, we'll tell you what, we'll give you the race 1 winner. That has been decided, and because of his performance, because of his starting position, because of how well he did on track, because of his finishing position, and the fact that he was on a controller.
Wow.
That means that the winner of the Coach Dave Academy setup from race 1 was, in fact, Iggy. So well done to Iggy in race 1. He took home the prize. It was a very, 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 very close run thing between himself and a couple of other drivers. Of course, Ben was well and truly in the hunt there as well, but he has been pipped by our controller using Hero in the shape of Iggy. So congratulations to Iggy. We'll bring the race 2 winner to you after qualifying, so you'll just have to hang on in there to see what's happening there. As I said, we've got 16 drivers at the moment. Silver Carter laying down an early marker almost halfway into the session, Bailey, with a 1:32.9. Not too shabby a time round here.
Yeah, no, that's right on where you want to be. And obviously you've got to think these guys aren't doing the what F1 drivers do in quali, which is go low fuel and do one run. A lot of them will be going around a few times. The tyres will start to warm up, they'll get used to the track, and then obviously the fuel will get less and lighter. The lighter the car is, the faster they go. I think that's what we'll start seeing. I mean, you've got 7 minutes left, so you've got plenty of time to catch up. Race Steve only 1/10 behind. Same with Whale Castle, 1/10 behind, so very close to the top 3.
Yes, indeed it is, indeed it is. And again, very close in the driver of the day. I found it very hard to choose. For me, it was between Ben and Iggy. So yeah, Iggy takes it in race 1. We'll leave Simon and Kane to argue out over race 2. Who do we have? We've got 3 contenders. We'll tell you what, guys, in the chat, if you watched the race last night, here is the final 3. Give us your opinion on the final 3 for race 2 to win the Coach Dave bundle. We've got Chromedix, we've got AMG Dens, and we've got Mr. Death Zone. Of course, Chromedix put in a nearly flawless performance to get himself right up the field, kept it on track, and got himself to the end on the podium. AMG Dens did pretty much the same, I believe. Yep, he was on a no-stop strategy. And Mr. Death Zone as well. Not only did he run it on a no-stop strategy, we even named the corner after him because of the overtake he managed to put in.
Nice.
It was that good, he went round the side. We renamed it Death Zone Corner.
Nice.
Or Death Zone Bend, I think it's Death Zone Bend, I think we settled on. So yeah, Death Zone Bend, he went round the outside. So those are the 3 guys that are causing procrastination in the staff room. I basically sat on the fence in the first one and let the guys decide. So we'll see what you guys think for race 2. Did you catch race 2 last night, Bailey?
Race 2? Not that I know of. I may have jumped in a for a little bit, but I didn't watch it all.
Ah, right, okay. Well, that's just a lack of dedication. Lack of dedication. You will now have your name removed from the commentating logos. Oh wait, you make them. Yeah, okay. Okay, let's backfire that plan.
No, I know there was some controversy over the drive of the day.
Oh, yeah, to be honest, last night, I mean, like I say, before the stream, I did declare Ben Gallagher as going to be one of my absolute as one to watch. He was due a big performance. He hasn't been quite up to his usual self recently on the streams, and he put in an unbelievable show last night to win the race. He did stop, and the other guys did run a no-stop strategy, but he did prove that that wasn't the best strategy, because at the end with the fresher tyres, he absolutely destroyed the other two drivers, quite frankly. But those guys did do 75 minutes on one set of tyres, and Iggy did it on a controller. Yeah, I struggle to do that with a wheel, and as I said to Simon, it's not a cheap wheel I use. There was a lot of saving up, a lot of hungry nights, a lot of wrapping up on a blanket to not put the heating on, all those types of wonderful things to show the dedication to get my hands on my toy, and it's made zero improvement. Apparently the talent that was due to come with the wheel hasn't arrived yet. There must be it must be on back order or something, I don't know. That should hopefully arrive. Hopefully arrive sometimes. No, they didn't send me that, but they did send it to you. I mean, let's face it, when you're not putting Formula 1 cars into walls, you're getting yourself on the podium in 4th places, Bailey. Come on. The things you do for sim racing. Indeed, Simon. Indeed, indeed. I keep forgetting that it pops up and says SOP Motorsport, and I'm thinking, did I just type that? Nope. Nope, I'm only in control of this part of the stream. Well, only in control of this part of the stream. Yeah, I'm just hanging on for dear life and hoping that Bailey makes me look good, because let's face it, with all these little fancy add-ons, he certainly does. Let us have then ourselves a little reminder. Who are we? SOP Motorsport. Who have we got in the comedy box today? Of course we have Raven and Curly Red, and we are here of course for of the GT4 World Series. It's here, it's at Brands Hatch. Bailey and I will be racing in the amateur split afterwards. Why has that not disappeared? That should disappear, and then that'll disappear. Are showing the silvers this week. We did, but the wheel at least looks beautiful. This is very true, Timothy. The wheel indeed does look very beautiful. In fact, I even have a special chair to sit in to commentate from, which I don't use. I am now sat at my wheel with my feet on the pedals. So there you go. That is the level of dedication I've got to sim racing. Even when I'm talking about it, my feet are flapping on the pedals, trying to help the drivers round the corners. Race Steve, though, he's not needing any help round the corners. A cruel, cruel, cruel disconnect for him last night towards the end of the race. Him and Michelle B, if I do remember correctly, and I do, both started at the back of the grid. Got involved in some great action, some overtaking. Michelle B had a bit of a mistake. Ray Steve charged on and then got disconnected. So he could well have been in the hunt for driver of the day. He is definitely in the hunt for it today, though. First place with 3 minutes left of qualifying, Bailey. We're getting to the business end. Rainmeister, not where you'd perhaps expect him to be. Neither's Marky Marks. Will we see late charges from these guys, do you think? Have we lost Bailey? Yes, we have. Yep. Oh no, there we go. No, he's back again. He's back again.
Talking about technical difficulties on the stream. Apparently, when you put the the shutter,
yes,
and change the screen, it shuts off your voice for about half a second to a second.
Okay.
So it might be best to leave it a second before you talk, because people can't catch what you're saying. But yeah, anyway.
Okay. Yeah. Well noted. Can't wait to get my new PC. For everybody that doesn't know, we obviously, every time you come on the stream, we tell you, we always try and make the streams better and better. We get the best racers that we can. We're still looking for decent commentators, obviously, so if you know anyone, give us a shout. Please help. We've also and some decent management as well. Oh, Simon's still in the chat. No, management's great. We love them. They're fine. They're honestly a great bunch of people. At the moment, I am using a PC that is older than my 23-year-old daughter, so the processor in it is technically, compared to some of today's computers, is basically a Casio calculator watch. Looks kind of shiny and will just about do the job, so we do have a few lagging issues here and there, and I will work on getting that sound resolved. But at the moment, we're looking not too bad. But we're talking about the drivers there, though, Bailey, before we picked up on some technical issues. Race Steve, absolutely throwing it around. We've now got a minute left to qualifying, absolutely at the business end. Will we see... No, we won't. Rainmeister's in the pits. He's just completely ruined that line of questioning. Cheers, Rainmeister. You're getting pulled up on that one tomorrow. Yoka-chan, then. Do we think Yoka-chan can get himself into the top 3, kid?
We'll see. I think so.
Yeah, I think he can. He's just pitted. So the driver's determined to ruin things here for us here in the commentary box. We'd like to thank them once again for their consistent inconsistency to keep us on our toes and guessing. It is a marvellous state of affairs to be in, as we're on board with the MSX, not in the NSX. That joke will never get old. He is in a Jeanette.
That was a good time.
That was good times. Good times. Speaking of the Jeanette, actually, where's Jixer? He's probably still sleeping after the UFC last night, which was a fabulous event, I have to say. If anybody out there wants to know how it's done, Dana White and the boys at the UFC have got you covered, I can assure you. What we'll do, actually, so that's come to the end of qualifying. So let me do this, because
I've been kicked.
Oh, have you been kicked? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, what I can do in that case, why is that still showing? Technology is a wonderful thing when it works. Aha, of course, so this is why we are here. Here is the current GT4 World Series standings for the guys in the silver division, which is what we're looking at. Of course, you can see Adelie Penguin and S1 Ghost Ops, along with Dan down at the bottom of the group. Dan has made it. I do apologise, Dan, besmirching your good name, my friend. So we are missing Ghost Ops and we are missing Adelie Penguin and TNQ as well. But Race Steve there, as you can see, 14th in the championship in pole position for today's event, so a cracking run he's going to put on. Silver Carter again down in 13th in the championship, second position in the qualifying results, so he will be making a charge. Valkyrie's in 12th, we've got Clavulum in 11th, Marky Marks in 10th, Robin Dobbins in 9th, Murcielago's in 8th, Rainmeister in 7th, Silver Wahoo in 6th, Smith & Wesson's in 5th, Shab Josh is in 4th, Yoka-chan's up in 3rd, Whale Castle is in 2nd, and MSX is in 1st position after race 1. So he's in 4th at the moment. Race Steve and Silver Carter then definitely punching above their weight after round 1, Bailey. Improving both by 12 positions on their qualifying from last week. So absolutely game on here.
Absolutely. I mean, I said, and I love it to say it, these cars are so much fun. They're so competitive. And completely not what I expected. I said before that I thought it was a bit like the F2 cars, where you go from F2, you go to the F1. I thought you went from GT4 to GT3. I was completely wrong. It's a whole different ball game compared to GT3, and a lot closer, because I think a lot of the drivers, obviously, they probably not their go-to cars to jump onto the GT4. So I can imagine a lot of them is a learning curve. So that's why we're seeing such a close field, instead of someone pulling away with quali, something set in like a second faster lap, which is good to see. We're seeing really close quali times and hopefully really good racing, because this track provides it.
Yep, it really does. And of course, we can't forget car bias. There's certainly going to be cars that outperform on certain tracks compared to other tracks. So Brands Hatch is certainly proven to be a Mercedes and Audi hunting ground. I know the Jeanette struggled last week at Brands Hatch, but they're certainly putting in a show for us today.
Bathurst.
Yeah, Bathurst. Sorry, Bathurst. You know what? I'm in that panic mode again. For some reason, all my planning has gone completely out the window, and this stuff has all disappeared. I do love this stuff. Listen, if it wasn't keeping you on your toes, then really, what is the point? You know what I mean? Are you even enjoying yourself if you're not getting put through the mill while you're doing these things? So we will. There's a quick looky, actually, while I'm doing that. There's a quick look at that. Stop speaking with translation. There's the amateur standings. You'll notice, of course, two very, very, very important names in there. Salmakis and Gel Speed. No, I'm only kidding. Of course, in 13th, Double O Raven. And in 7th, SOP's very own Curly Red. Great performance from you last week, Bailey. How are you feeling about Brands Hatch this week?
Excited. Yeah, very excited. I do know.
Especially after seeing a Mercedes make it to the top of the pile here. You're thinking to yourself, I'm on a winner!
My hands have been ruined down since we started the stream.
Quality. Awesome. So that is the amateur standings. They will be recorded for viewing pleasure. Sorry, let me do that again. They will be recorded for your viewing pleasure. We have been assured. So you guys will be able to catch that later on. You can, of course, watch it from my point of view and Bailey's point of view, just for sheer comedy value at the faces we pull while we're trying to hang these cars on this track. I know me personally, I'm going to have an absolute nightmare here today, but onwards and upwards. We've got the pro standings. They are, of course, driving at the moment as well, simultaneously with the silvers, but we thought we'd spice things up, get a few more drivers on screen, get you accustomed to some more of the driving talent and the depth of driving pool we have. Why is that? There we go. So how close are they to the start, Bailey?
I'm scared to check. Well, I'll sacrifice it though.
If you jump in and have a look.
Yes, I'll have a look now.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, Simon, you did adjust the server to make sure it's a full warm-up lap, yeah?
Oh God.
I seriously hope so. Yes. If he hasn't, that joke about not being able to find decent management will be converted from not a joke. Let's see, so Bailey's jumping in, fingers crossed.
Right, so they're on the grid. They
are lined up on the grid. Perfect.
Yeah.
So you are welcome along once again. It's SOP Motorsports here. If you want to get involved in the racing, we've still got a couple of spaces here. We've got spaces. Get a time trial in for the Pro Series just to make Simon's life more difficult. I know the competition's closed, but if you nip his head and we get 5 more drivers, we will have 5 full splits. Get involved. We're going to have PC racing for you again on Wednesday night. Bailey, I believe you're joining me this week.
Oh yeah.
Yes, me and Bailey. Wow, my diction really is terrible sometimes. Bailey and I will be leading the charge for the PC Evo Challenge. It will be Mercedes versus Ferrari at Imola. It will be Mercedes versus Mercedes while the Ferraris tag along behind at Imola. It is a very much a Mercedes dominant track, so it is probably going to be the worst broadcast of my life because my beloved Ferrari is going to get walloped. They are rolling, so we will jump in and we will find the correct screen to bring you all be. And that is, of course, the on-track action. 45 minutes. These guys will be plying their trade around the twisting, undulating roller coaster that is Brands Hatch. 16 drivers on track. Only about 3 seconds separated them in the qualifying timings. We do have Murcielago, we've got Clavulin, we've got Marky Marks, we've got Smith and Weston, we've got Rainmeister, we've got Dan, who's only getting called Dan. I'm certainly not rattling off all those numbers. We've got a disconnect. We've got Robin Dobbin, we've got Tinesco, we've got Shab Josh, we've got Silver Wahoo, Valkyrie, MSX, Whale Castle, Silva Carter, and leading the pack in the number 789 Mercedes is Ray's Steve. Why does it say 2 on his windscreen when he is in first position? That's very strange. And which poor unfortunate has been disconnected during the warm-up lap, and will they make it back in? We are unfortunately down to 15 drivers then. We will see if someone jumps in. They're coming through the infamous turns 5, 6 and 7 here, Bailey. This will be the most pleasant time they'll have coming through these corners. It's definitely going to be game on the next time we see them come through here.
Yes, absolutely. I'm very excited. I'm just trying to rush back into the server so I can catch this start.
But yeah, you're fine. They're just coming through turn 8 now.
Ah, perfect. They'll be flying through this bit.
They certainly will.
Yeah.
They'll be flying through it. I will be through there like Miss Daisy in my race later on, I can assure you. Making it to the end is my absolute priority.
Did you not know Brands Hatch actually hired me to do the grass cutting for the circuit? So I have my priority set tonight.
Right, got you. I may well join you. I'm pretty sure I can do more grass cutting than you. So yeah, you and I could be vying for the same contract here, Bailey. You're coming under the bridge then. Into the last turn. We will jump on board with Whale Castle so that we get a decent view of these cars: Mercedes, Audi, Ginetta, BMW, Audi, Ginetta, Audi. I think we can see where the track bias sits on cars on this track. They're coming around. That's them navigated the last bend. They are coming past the pit entrance. 16 drivers. Yoka-chan then was the poor driver who was disconnected. He has rejoined the server, so he will finish the race. Good lad. They're coming across the start line then. Foot down, flat out, away they go. Ray Steve then gets himself a cracking start. Will Castle started a bit. He's found himself in all kinds of problems with Valkyrie in the background. MSX going round the outside. Ray Steve then is getting all kinds of pressure put on him from Silver Carter. He holds off the advances at the moment. Silver Carter then is now being swamped by Will Castle and MSX. And tell you what, Will Castle's got the move done. Will Castle is straight up to second place ahead of Silver Carter. Ray Steve then still off into the lead. These two Mercedes battling away, leaving MSX with a whole lot of Valkyrie problems in his rear view mirror. Silver Woohoo then catching a bit of grass, and some of these mid-pack guys caught a bit of curb on the infamous turn 3 that I did mention. You don't want to catch a curb, and it has grouped a lot of these guys together. We've got the timing board is going absolutely ballistic trying to keep up with what's going on, and so am I. They're coming on to the back hill straight, and here they come charging down. We're going to see moves into this turn, I can absolutely assure you. We see one of the cars, Robin Dobbin, I believe, hitting the grass. Rainmeister. It was Rainmeister caught himself a bit of grass there. That's unnecessary tarmac that he doesn't want to be missing. They come round then into the hellish turns 6, 7 and 8, Bailey. Unbelievable start. Cars dropping all over the place, but Ray Steve getting the job done, and off he pops out into the distance. Oh, we've got action, sorry, into turn 6 and 7. Side by side, Will Castle and Silver Carter. We've got the BMW lurking in the background. MSX is also very, very close. This is incredible stuff for lap 1, Bailey.
Absolutely. I mean, I wasn't expecting this. This track provides some fantastic racing. The two cars go side by side through the final corner. Audi versus Mercedes, two German giants in the constructors. And there's a drag race to the start finish, the drag race to turn 1. Who's going to come out in top? And it's the Audi, where Valkyrie... No?
It is the Audi, but well spotted, Jimothy, by the way. Mon the solo BMW, Valkyrie in the BMW. Well, we've been busy watching. He has got his head down and quietly slipped through, and he's taken himself second place. So Valkyrie very much looking to make amends for his performance last night in the Coach Dave Academy event. Oh, that's a bit much curb on the exit, kid. And I tell you what, Ray Steve as well getting himself a bit of dust unnecessarily on his tyres here, considering that he is comfortably in the lead then. So Valkyrie moves up to second place from 5th. Great move from him. Will Castle is in 3rd. Silver Carter then, the big loser in the opening exchanges, Bailey, he's down to 4th place. And I'll tell you what, MSX and Silver Wahoo will be keen as mustard to take that spot off him.
Absolutely. Just watching MSX in the Ginetta being overtaken, I believe, by Silver Wahoo. And he's looking strong in the Ginetta, but like you said, you don't think this is the strongest track for the car, right?
I did think the Ginetta was going to do fare better here than it did at Bathurst last week. It certainly seemed to be doing okay on the timing boards, but race pace, race gear, it is definitely not putting on a show. Valkyrie, though, absolutely putting on a show. And I tell you what, Will Castle in the 666 in the Audi, he's left Silver Carter long behind. Yes, he does. So this will be a battle for the ages, but there's battles everywhere. If you look, Rainmeister, he does like to put on a good overtake for the show. We're going to come into the downhill turn 1 here, and he is very, very close. He's going to go up the inside. Who's off?
Valkyrie's off. Valkyrie's off. He's lost position to Whale Castle and Silver Carter. He's going to lose another one. He is. Inside. Silver Wahoo and MSX close to contact. Woof. And the BMW saves that car from losing any more positions.
Wow.
And where is he now?
The timing board's going to take a minute to update, so we'll jump back on board with Rainmeister.
Oh, there we go.
5th, down to 5th. Valkyrie in the BMW. Savage there for turn 1. Absolutely cannot be underestimated at any point in time. Rainmeister then coming along. The straight, of course, Pilgrim's Drop. He will be looking, what an absolute stunning view that is downhill as we see all these cars charging through my least favourite track in motorsport history, of course, Hawthorne Bend. Ooh, from Bailey, what have you spotted? Do we have, I was going to say, do we have any more action? Dust, every place there is dust, there's tyres,
I see dust.
there is spoilers, there is wing mirrors, there's door handles. There's blood, sweat and tears. There's MSX going up the inside of the penultimate bend. He's gone side by side. Has he got the move done on Shab Josh?
No.
Nope. So he's still hunting down Valkyrie. Sorry, yeah, so still hunting down Valkyrie with Shab Josh in the background. So we've got Janetta on Janetta hunting down the BMW, and they've got a whole lot of problem because I tell you what, as we've seen, the Audi is no slouch around here, and Tedesco is absolutely looking to get the move done. He's going to force him to go defensive. He's going to go round the outside. Nope, they've all got back into the line again. That's closed up. Robin, Dobbin, Dan and Rainmeister up the inside. Woo, turn one. Go Rainmeister, he's up the inside. He's got the better line going into turn two, so that's job done for him, unless Dan can go back round the outside and get the cut back done. No, it decides against it, so Rainmeister then successfully getting himself into the top 10, and his job not done as far as he's concerned. He's all over the back of Robin Dobbin, who runs a little bit wide, and Rainmeister gets the better traction, so they're going to go into Surtees side by side. Rainmeister, we love you in the stream, buddy. Side by side into Surtees, not a place you want to pull that move. And I'll tell you what, we've got Smith and Weston in the background looking to compound the misery for Dan as well. This could be a three-way battle as they come along Pilgrim's Drop, and it is a three-way battle coming along Pilgrim's Drop. You've got to love these silver guys. If anybody wondered why we didn't put the pros on this week, wonder no more. We have driving talent and strength and depth. Rainmeister's on the grass. Didn't quite leave enough room. And the Mercedes, I'm sorry, I'm calling the Mercedes out on that. Robin Dobbin, that was a horror show, mate. You absolutely should have left him room, although he did have another car up the inside, so perhaps shouldn't be too hasty. But as I am the lead commentator in charge, I'm putting my hat in the ring that was a horror show from the Mercedes that caused a bit of contact there and sent Rainmeister off. So all Rainmeister's hard work is for naught at the moment. He will drop back down the timing boards then. We will let the timing boards adjust so we can get a better idea of who exactly is where. Although Race Steve, there is certainly no question as to where he is, Bailey. 3.6 seconds up the road. Is this to be declared already doing a baggy? Do we think?
No,
not quite.
Is coming down, John. It was 4.2, I think, and it's gone down quite a bit.
3.6.
I think after Will Castle had his little battle, or monumental battle, with Silver Carter. Oh, is he off now? With Silver Carter, he's decided to put his foot down. He's got the position back, and now he's on the hunt for Race Steve.
He really is. And Valkyrie and MSX. Silver Carter. Yeah, we just saw that there as I was watching the battle between 5th and 6th. So they are now 4th and 5th. Bigston there. Ben. Yes, so driver of the day from Imola yesterday. Race 1 was announced. It was a toss-up between two drivers, which was, for me, it was between yourself and Iggy. And Iggy won it because he did a no-stopper on a control pad, basically. So he did that on a joypad, so he has taken driver of the day for race 1. We were supposed to announce race 2 winner at the end of qualifying, but Simon and Kane have decided against giving me a name. So it is between three guys in the third race, Chromedix Dens and Mr. Death Zone, all for the efforts that they put in. And that has got nothing to do with that, that's got nothing to do with that, and they're still not giving me a name. So no, we don't know who the name of the second was. Apparently I'm getting accused of sitting on the fence. But yeah, my job is to call it play by play. I'll let other people take the rap for making bad decisions. But someone not making a bad decision here is Valkyrie. He's in that solo BMW, as we mentioned. He did find himself off the track a bit. He was up in first place temporarily, but he's hanging on in there to fourth place. Silver Wahoo, though, as Daytime Dave is pointing out in the chat, he's had himself a flyer as well in his opening 5 laps, Bailey. He's up to third place. A great showing from him so far.
Yeah, great. Yeah, great showing. Absolutely. So we've got the Mercedes being chased down by a fast Audi, and an Audi chasing down another Audi, and the BMW on track. And who's this? And a Janetta MSX looking to make a move, or trying to get the move done on Valkyrie, it seems. But yeah, Silver Wahoo in the Audi's going to want to be getting on with this move, and I think that was the BMW going off, cutting corners slightly, kicking up some dust. But yeah, Silver Wahoo is going to want to get the job done, roll off into the distance. Hope these guys battle even more. As we see two Janettas battling, Shab Josh, MSX. So this will be interesting. Yeah,
it really is. We've actually jumped on board with Shab Josh. He's got a great view of the battle in front, and he will absolutely be looking to nip it up the inside as soon as one of these guys makes a move. Of course, 2 wide is one situation at Brands Hatch, 3 wide is a code red or code brown, depending on what colour of trousers you're wearing. Shab Josh certainly looking to make it interesting for MSX and Valkyrie as they go into turn 1. Cars weaving left and right, trying to find the defensive line and trying to find space to make a move. Will it be into turn 1, getting very, very, very close in the braking zone then? And these guys still putting in a decent amount of pace, because Silver Wahoo not managing to escape off into the distance as these 3 guys do defend against one another. So it will certainly be interesting to see how quickly Valkyrie can get onto the back of Silver Wahoo and cause him problems, or will MSX and Shab Josh... Oh, and there we go, this question could be answered sooner rather than later. Down Pilgrim's drop here, Valkyrie giving it the old light flash to the man in front. Simon and I did have a chat. Oh, there we go, so Bailey is a light flasher. So there we go, we had a conversation about that last night. Are you one of these inconsiderate people? No, I'm only kidding.
Oh, yeah.
So Bailey loves it. Yeah, which is strange, mate, because you do drive Formula 1 cars, they don't have lights. I mean, if they did, you'd maybe hit less walls, but...
Did we discuss this the other day? You got races in the dark and they don't have lights, but they're floodlit. Who's that? That's Silver Wahoo. He's off. Silver Wahoo's lost 1, 2, 3 positions.
Oh,
He's
wow.
going to lose another position, possibly to Robin Dobbin. Oh, that's unfortunate. He made a little mistake, I think, into... which one was it?
Yeah,
Sheens,
turn 8. Yeah, Sheens. That was Sheens going into clearways. He made the mistake. And those are, I mean, we talk about those bends. Those 3 bends for me. Hawthorne into Westfield, along Dingledale and into Sheens. They really are absolute nightmarish stuff. The slightest mistake completely unsettles you for the rest of that little section, and it really can cause you massive, massive headache. We do have a couple of guys that have been in the pits. We've got Rainmeister.
Yes.
Involved in a bit of an incident, ran off track. He's decided to get himself some clear track, got his pit stop done, so he will be running for the next 33 minutes all the way to the end. Marky Marks then has decided to join him in that strategy, which has left RD and Yoko-chan at the back. Yoko-chan, of course, qualified in the top 10. Oh, sorry, caught myself out a bit. There we go, have a bit of a coffee. Yoko-chan, he has rejoined, he is in 14, so we'll see how that works out for him. Full credit to him for joining back in after the disconnect. We've got Murcielago running in 13th with Clavulin in 12th. Silver Carter then, massive loser there. He was up on the front row of the grid, 2 laps in, finds himself back down at the back of the grid. He's back up to 11th though, so he's fighting onwards and upwards.
He is fighting, yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I was just going to say, someone we need to keep an eye out on is Rainmeister. Oh my god. Rainmeister who's drifting.
Oh, that's a 360 Audi. And an Audi on the grass. That's an Audi on a more grass. You're going to miss your braking zone. Oh, that's all kinds of carnage there. So that was an Audi that has just tumbled down the field. I do believe it was the white Audi. Was it Tanesco? No, Tanesco is still full. So was Dan. So who was that? It wasn't Whale Castle.
Silver Wahoo.
Oh, it was Silver Wahoo again. Off. Oh, it's going from bad to worse. Yep, get into the pits, lad. Get yourself a fresh set of tyres and some repairs. So yeah, sore one there from him. So Clavulin, as I say, he's in 12th. He'll be promoted. Silver Carter's down in 10th. He's just gained another place at the expense of the forlorn Silver Wahoo. Again, had a great start.
Look at the gap to first now, John. I
think
down
to 2 seconds.
Got held up by Marky Marks coming out the pit. I think he came out the pit when he was going through turn 1. He couldn't get past him in turn 2, and Whale Castle just got the jump, and now he's sort of lost a bit more time by trying to have to get past Marky Marks. Marky Marks entitled to, race on and keep to his own race. He did let him pass, but the gap is 2.2, so it's much closer than it was.
It really is, it really is. We've jumped on board with MSX. He is in the Ginetta. He is still giving Valkyrie all kinds of headaches, but they have dropped Shab Josh off the back, so he certainly doesn't seem to be a concern for them at the moment. So the 2 drivers going hammer and tong through the hellish 3 corners that do make up the end of Sector 2 at this very technically difficult course. As we see the 2 of them come around the last bend to complete their 8th lap in the GT4 World Series. Both drivers had decent-ish showings MSX didn't have the greatest showing in the first race, of course, down in 13th or 14th, I believe, in the championship. Qualified much higher in this race, so he will be looking to gain as many points and make a charge to the top of the table. There are only 4 weeks or 4 races left after this, or of course Monza next week, which will be an entirely different story for the guys in the Ginettas and the Chevys. We can expect the Chevys to be much further up and the Ginettas to be much further down. Of that there can be no mistake. But at the moment, MSX definitely looking to get his Ginetta up onto the podium at the expense of Valkyrie. The guys do have a mandatory pit stop. Bailey is Smith and Weston beautifully illuminates that. He pops into the pits. If you were MSX here, what would you? What's your thought process at this point, Bailey? Do you think and maybe get into the pits and get it out the way, or do you think keep Harry and Valkyrie and hopefully make a mistake or get the overtake done before your pit window?
Yeah, so I've been watching MSX and Valkyrie. Valkyrie's defending with everything he's got. He's moving the car in the perfect position. MSX is doing a fantastic job of following. What Valkyrie's doing is he's moving slightly off the racing line, which puts MSX completely off what he was thinking of doing, whether it's going down the inside at Westfield, Dingley-Dale or Sheens.
Yep.
Which is horrible to think about going at the inside
there.
And going around the outside's even harder, because if the car on the inside, as it goes wrong, it causes a crash, basically, is a guarantee. So if I was MSX, the way it's going, keep it up, definitely. Because a mistake, I was going to say a mistake will happen, that both cars make a mistake at the same time, so MSX should have really taken that position. He goes down the inside at Druids. Is he going to get the job done into Graham Hill Bend? No. So still the battle continues. Okay, maybe now I'd pit, maybe, possibly.
Yeah, it's amazing how 1 or 2 corners can suddenly change your outlook on an entire race. Yeah, exactly,
absolutely.
Yeah, and that is that. It's a great credit as well. And he caught himself a bit of curb and surtees, and that's going to throw him back to Sharp Josh. But it does show you again. That is absolute testament to some of the levels of concentration that the drivers need to show you. But just entire thought process. You're going through that. If you're on track when you're going through that thought process, and then suddenly, bang, things change. It is a very, very, very fluid situation. I believe is the correct terminology for it.
Yeah, exactly, and you got to think about it. Hold on, that was dust. Never mind. You got to think: is MSX feeling a bit desperate? Is he going to just lunge it down the inside? He is smart enough to think before he does that. Hopefully, he comes into the pits and has something twists it up a bit. We do have a yellow flag. Marky Marks, no. Who is that? Yellow flag again.
More yellow flags
for me.
Yeah, that's coming in the surtees. Number 5, yeah. So that is Smith and Weston.
Smith and Weston.
Yeah, not a great showing from him today in the Audi. But it's this track, Bailey. You absolutely cannot underestimate just how difficult.
Right.
You really, really cannot afford at any point in time to push your luck. You have to stick to the track limits, keep it on the white lines, and keep it consistent. And as we're showing here, you don't need to be quick round here.
Sorry, are you watching this battle with
MSX?
Silver Carter Murcielago?
No. Silver Carter Murcielago. Yeah, let's jump on board with there. Silver Carter's got it done. Yeah, he's got it done.
Got to move down the inside into turn 1.
Wow.
And then followed it through into turn 2. So that's a
very good move. Very good move.
Yes.
Yeah, and well done there for not using the language you were about to. You had to think about that twice. Well done, Bailey.
I wasn't sure what words to get.
So Murcielago then falling foul of Silver Carter. Of course, Silver Carter qualified up on the front row of the grid, was involved in an early incident. Still has his pit stop to take, but he has made his way back up to 10th with Murcielago chasing him down. So Tedesco then will be his next target. And there we have a speeding in the pit lane, Yoka-chan. Talk about your Sunday going from bad to worse.
Second stop, go. That is horrible.
And game over. I would say for Yoka-chan's chance of getting decent points. Unfortunately, that is an absolute killer. This track, of course, these guys are going to be lapping around about 1 minute 35 seconds. So by the time he gets in, stops, takes his 30 seconds, and then gets back out again, these guys are going to have easily done a lap. As the Ginetta through turn 1 all kinds of out of shape there. But he's got a great run. He really has got a great run at the turn 2. You see pressure through turn 3 into Surtees. A couple of guys try to go.
Oh, he's off.
Oh, he's off. Both of them are off. Both of them are off. They've gone off either side of the track, so they are going to go side by side into Surtees. Wow. Synchronised mistakes there from the guys coming into Graham Hill. Pilgrim's Drop, not Graham Hill Benn's Pilgrim's Drop. They're coming into Sharp Josh then. Still falling off the back. He really does need to just keep this nice and clean and consistent, because it looks like Valkyrie and MSX are more than happy to give themselves enough headaches and cause themselves enough problems. Sharp Josh here could be an easy podium for him if these two guys don't sort themselves out, Bailey.
Yeah, absolutely. If Shab Josh just keeps to his game plan, doesn't get too distracted by them going off, because sometimes I feel like as racers we want to jump to that move, we see something, we want to capitalize on it, but sometimes we tend to hang back, or if we're not particularly as fast as them, we start believing that we can't catch up, so we start thinking about pitting, and maybe he needs to think about just trying to stick, as long as he can see them, and we just see that's MSX pitting, as long as he can see them, he's in a good position.
Indeed he is, and MSX has taken the advice from the commentary team, and he's jumped himself into the pit box. So is Robin Dobbin then from 6. We've got a couple of guys in the pits at the moment. So Valkyrie then in the BMW will be looking to make the most of this clear space and see if he can catch up on the back of Whale Castle, who is hunting down Ray's Steve. He's 4.3 seconds off the pace at the moment, so he is. Ooh.
Did you see that?
Yeah, that was a back marker wiggle. That is Smith and Weston or Silver Wahoo.
No.
I think it is Silver Wahoo. Yep. So letting them through as quickly as possible. We do have number 83, of course. Yoki-chan did have a drive-through stop and a stop and go 30-second penalty. He has taken that penalty. MSX has cleared his pit stop. He's leaving the pits at the moment, so we'll see what the timing boards say when he rejoins the action. Ray Steve then off out in the lead in the Mercedes, 13 laps in, 4.3 seconds ahead of Whale Castle, who has 8 seconds to. Valkyrie is holding on to that podium position at the minute. Shab Josh though, definitely keeping him honest and hunting him down. As Simon's pointed out, the Ginetta doesn't have much legs in a straight line. Great through the corners, not the best in a straight line. So there are parts of this track where it will be at a huge deficit. Dan, he's got his Audi up to 5th place. Tenesco is in 6th with Silver Carter back up to 7th. Murcielago's up to 8th, and then we have MSX, Robin Dobbin, Rainmeister, Clavulin, Silver Wahoo, Marky Marks, Smith and Wesson, and RDN Yoki-chan making up positions 9 through 16. And of course, those guys have all pitted. So half the field have pitted, half the field haven't. We're over halfway through, and it looks like when the pits iron themselves out, it's going to be a very interesting second half to the race. As we'll jump back on board with Valkyrie in the BMW. To another back marker, and we'll definitely be looking to make inroads sooner rather than later on Whale Castle. Bailey.
Yeah, I think so. That's his plan at the moment. I'm just keeping a little slight eye on this battle that's going on with the back marker. And the sign gets in the way, and he's up the inside, and he gets move done. Marky Mark's not wanting to lose any time, rightfully so, and lets him pass, and Valkyrie gets on with the job in hand. Let's just have a look at MSX though. He is coming through turn 1, and Valkyrie is coming through, where's that? That is Sheen's. So realistically, if he makes a mistake like that, then MSX could be in a chance of getting him back, because Valkyrie just gone off the track at Sterling's. So is he going to pit now, I wonder? If that is a mistake, or is that due to yes, he's into the pits. So MSX is going to want to put a showstopper performance on this lap as he goes off slightly.
Yeah, it really is.
We're going to see.
Sorry, can I just confirm in the chat, guys? Can you guys hear game volume? You guys having a problem with the game volume? Apparently we're not getting any volume from the game.
I've got it. Hold on, you're louder than the game, maybe.
Alright, okay.
For sure. Here we go with MSX. Let's have a look at MSX as he comes through. Where's that? He's coming through Sterling's now. Jump back on board with Valkyrie. Where is he?
Valkyrie's still in the pits. Valkyrie is still stationary in the pits.
Valkyrie's still stationary. MSX comes out of the final corner.
This is
Valkyrie's
going to be a race.
This is going to be close.
Oh, we'll love this.
MSX has got the speed. MSX has got the speed to get Valkyrie, but is he going to do it? Into turn 1. MSX.
Oh, side by side, he gets it done.
Wow. Wow.
Yep, incredible move there, incredible move. So he got it done using the undercut. The undercut's certainly strong here. So now the car that can handle the corners is in front of the car that can take the straight lines. Race Steve then, our race leader, comes into the pits. I'm going to very quickly be annoying. Sorry, let me just jump to here and do this. How was that, guys? Is that better for the game volume? There is probably another setting I could change, but it would mean taking you off the race action. Let me know if that's loud enough. I can certainly hear it louder now. We are making improvements to the stream at all times, and I can assure you by the end of March the sound problems will all be solved. I have a new plan in place for when I get my shiny new processor, because that's really what it's all about, my processor. But once we get that up and running, we'll have much more control over the sound, so you will be able to hear everything, including Bailey and I, absolutely beautifully. Of course. Welcome along.
Just watching.
Yep.
Oh, sorry.
No, on you go.
No, just a quick update. I'm watching Whale Castle come around the final corner. Ray Steve is moving. He was at the end of the pit lane for his pit box, so that was a little bit of an advantage for him to get going sooner, rather than being at the back of the pit lane and moving later. But so Whale Castle is behind him, and the gap will update shortly. But that is provisional P1, I guess.
Yes, it is. I would say Ray Steve is. Yep, he is provisional P1 at the moment. Tanesco and Shab Josh, 2 of 3 drivers still to pit. Sorry, the last 2 drivers still to pit as Silver Carter does complete his mandatory pit stop just over halfway through this 45-minute race here in the GT4 World Series. So Ray's Steve has definitely taken first place by the horns with these 2 drivers still to pit. Will Castle then in second place provisionally, and MSX got the job done with the undercut and has found himself with a nice little gap of 1.4 seconds to Valkyrie. Shab Josh then comes into the pits, so we'll see where he drops back down the order. So Tanesco will provisionally take the lead of the race unless he pulls into the pits here as well, which he decides
not
against.
Provisional, it's net P1. My bad.
Net P1. Woo!
That's the best thing.
Bailey busting out the technicalities here, mate. Absolutely love it. That's why you are our resident technical genius. Welcome along, by the way. As you can see on screen, we are SOP Motorsport. You can get involved. Of course, Discord is the place to do it. SOP Motorsport on Discord. Get involved with the racing. Of course, if you want to get involved with anything else, is Raven and Bailey, SOP's Curly Red, bringing you the commentary today, and we are bringing you the commentary on the GT4 World Series Round 2 at Brands Hatch. As I say, if you want to get involved in the racing, let's transition to make sure you can hear me. You can. SOP Motorsport on Discord. Give us a follow on there. Jump into the chat. You can get involved in one of the plethora of events we have running and are streamed by our expert director in production. Oh wait, that's me. Oh yeah, so it is an expert. And obviously backed up by an absolutely fabulous comms team in Bailey, Simon, Kane and Rainmeister. So get yourself involved. If you want to just get involved for informational purposes, if you're just a viewer, if you like watching the content, you can keep up to date with everything that's going on by giving us a follow on Twitter or Facebook. And of course, everything we do is uploaded to YouTube as well for your viewing pleasure whenever you so see fit, as Ray Steve gives us a bit of excitement by kicking up a bit of dust there. We've got Dan still looking close with 16 minutes to go then, Bailey. We've got Tanesco still to take his pits. MSX, big mover and shaker. Valkyrie losing out. Silver Wahoo, yeah, and Silver Carter. So the 2 silver guys not having the greatest of races today and finding themselves way down the order.
Yes, which Silver Carter. So Silver Carter was the one who had a monumental battle with, I'm guessing, his teammate. Is it Will Castle? Same colours, if not.
Yeah, same colours. I'm not sure if they are exactly teammates, but yeah, certainly the same colours. But they did have an absolutely monumental battle, yeah.
Yeah, huge battle.
Yeah.
At the start. But yeah, losing out a little bit, isn't it? It's guaranteed points for all the drivers today.
Yes, it is. Of course, 16 of the guys turning up. We do with the announcement now. So yes, so for race 2, by the way, how's the in-game sound getting on, guys? Metalhead, good afternoon, welcome along. GT Chat is saying you can hear it slightly. I've turned it up a bit, we'll see how it goes. So we did around, obviously last night we had the Coach Dave Academy. If I turn that down, so that's the problem I've now got. When I turn the game sound, I can't hear anything, I have to shout, which is, let's face it, the last thing you guys need. Last night we did have our monthly sponsored Coach Dave Academy event. 2 drivers, 1 from each race. We'll be fortunate enough to walk away with a Coach Dave setup bundle. In race 1, it was very, very, very close between quite a few drivers, but it went to Iggy, who did, of course, finish the race on a 1-stop strategy and a 0-stop strategy and on a control pad. Race 2 then, drum roll please. It would seem that for race 2, the winner of the Coach Dave setup bundle will be the man who had a corner named after him. So congratulations! Not only do we now have Death Zone Bend, we do have, of course, our winner. So Mr. Death Zone, congratulations to you on winning the Coach Dave setup bundle from our sponsored event last night. Sorry, I was just trying to keep a track on some of the time. In Silver Wahoo then looking to make some more moves later on, and Valkyrie,
watch this battle.
Well, to be fair, I'm going to have to jump on board with Valkyrie. He's got his BMW to within half a second of the Ginetta ahead.
Oh, he has.
He has.
MSX.
Yeah, so this one is definitely going to be into it. Although
Ginetta,
Silver Wahoo,
possibly.
oh come on you guys, if you wait 2 laps for an overtake and then 3 happen at once, as we see Silver Wahoo. Yes, it is. Do love to see Audi on Audi into turn 1. He's going to go up the inside. He's absolutely going to go up the inside of turn 1. No, he doesn't. He didn't get quite close enough there.
Oh, I didn't.
But he is going to go up the inside because Dan has ran wide.
Nice.
So Dan ran a bit wide. So Silver Wahoo did get the move done up the inside of turn 1. Takes turn 2 absolutely beautifully and has got himself a nice bit of clear air then going into turn 3. So we will jump back on board with Valkyrie, who is now in the back pocket of the Ginetta. He could well be painting decals on the rear bonnet. Or the rear bonnet? What is it? The boot. Sorry, the boot of that car. What on earth was the rear bonnet? Is that a type of chili? Don't know where that came from. The excitement's just too much for me on a Sunday morning. These guys putting on a show here at SOP, and Valkyrie catching himself a whole lot of problems there, and he's going to have to rebuild again. This battle really is not one that's going to be anytime soon, Bailey.
Absolutely. But that's what we like. We like to see a battle that continues. That's Valkyrie taking a tighter line, possibly probably quite a smart decision actually. He's using the speed to his advantage as he completely destroys turn 1's curb. So the ground team at Brands Hatch won't be too happy with that.
No, I know they are the stuff of nightmares.
Curb, and he's riding all the curbs. He seems to be. I think he wants to get MSX. MSX got him whilst he was in the pits. He feels cheated. He feels like he wants to race. He wants to get the position on track. MSX did exactly what I would have done. He pushed very hard. He pitted earlier. Valkyrie probably thinking he messed up maybe with that little runoff that he had, touching too much grass and getting it all wrong basically. Who's that to number 1? No, disconnect I believe. Smith and Wesson, I think, has just jumped back to the pit.
Oh, so he had some damage perhaps.
He went straight on into turn 2.
Oh.
I saw his thing go flying, so I'm not too sure if that was a disconnect.
Oh, Will Castle and Ray Steve then. So this is the battle for the net lead of the race.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, thanks for the technical terms there, Bailey. There you go.
Yes.
Now stealing them as my own. No, but Ray Steve and Will Castle then. So these 2 guys are battling out for the lead of the race. Of course, Tedesco is on track. He still has to pit, and he will very quickly be overtaken by these guys. Someone that definitely doesn't want to be overtaken quickly is Ray Steve. He's led the race for the majority of the way. Took, of course, pole position. His main rival, Silver Carter, found himself involved in an incident back down into 15th place. He's fought his way back to 9th. Can he make a further charge in the last 10 minutes? Will Ray Steve hang on to win this race? Will Castle is definitely looking to steal it from him, and Valkyrie is definitely looking. He's again back to 3/10 off the back of MSX. So these top podium positions, Bailey, absolutely still up for grabs with 10 minutes to go.
Absolutely, and I'm starting to get a bit worried for the Audi up front. I wonder if he knows he has to pit, or no, he can't have pitted.
No, he's not pitted yet. Tedesco definitely hasn't pitted because he's still got the marker. How long is it pit stop? You know what, Jim? Sorry, I do apologise, Jim. I don't have. I don't have my spreadsheet transferred onto the new desktop yet as part of all my commentary notes that I'm doing. But we'll get it soon. If Jixer was in the chat, he would have, or is he still in his bed? Jixer's probably still in his bed. It was a late night watching the UFC last night. And at his age, he needs an early night. Hey, I so hope he watches this back. But yeah, the pit stop here, I think it's something about 40 seconds. It's something along those lines. It's about 40 seconds. You can easily close up half a lap. Easily close up half a lap. As we've seen, the guys have come in and have made it from Sector 2 all the way around, from Hawthorns all the way around to catch up the guys on the exit. So Tedesco will definitely get absolutely swallowed up. These two guys, though, there is a battle royale between first, second, third and fourth, with less than half a second between both battles. So it really is going to be fun trying to keep up with these. So what do we reckon in the chat? Come on, let us know. Is Ray Steve going to win the race? Is Whale Castle going to urinate on his parade before the end? Is MSX going to hold off the ever-charging advances of Valkyrie and the BMW? And we say ever-charging advances. It really is bumper-to-bumper stuff, and you've got to fancy Valkyrie's chance here. As we said, in a straight line, the BMW, the far superior machine, as they come down Pilgrim's Drop. They will then enter the three right-handers from hell. He's not going to go round the outside. He's actually gone round the outside of Hawthorns, the two of them then. Wow, he's actually gone round the outside. So we're going to have to rename that bend, I'm sorry. But Hawthorn Bend along Derek Minter Straight and into Westfield Bend. That's an absolutely heroic move that he's pulled off in the BMW, especially through that section. We did see the Ginetta much better through the corners, the BMW better in the straight line. Valkyrie hands over. Here we go, hold my beer. Let me show you how it's done. Goes round the outside and then puts those legs to use, and off he pops. So he is now in third place now that Tedesco has taken his pit. Smith & Wesson's still sitting in the pit, so his car, it would appear, is terminally damaged. Tedesco, yep, Tedesco is in the pits, so he will tumble down. So that does give Ray's Steve the lead of the race. He does have Will Castle, which is a mammoth problem. Ba-dum-dum. That's a whale joke there, ladies and gentlemen. Come on, keep up. It's Sunday morning, I know, but wakey, let's go, eh? So Will Castle will be looking to get on the back of Ray Steve as they come down Pilgrim's Drop, and MSX will be looking to catch back up to Valkyrie, although he's re-overtaken Valkyrie. He has, he's got the move back done. Nice. Valkyrie is back in front of MSX, so where did that happen?
I'm guessing into turn 2 possibly, and he's kept it.
He really has. The timing belts are doing us absolutely no favours whatsoever. We're going to have to find some kind of telemetry app to keep up with what's going on with these guys. Wales Castle, I almost said Wales Steve. The two of them have been that close together, we might as well just merge them into one. Let's face it, there has been no difference between them in the closing stages. To come again around the penultimate corner for the 23rd time. They're going to start lap 24 with 6 minutes left to go, so only 5 or 6 laps left to go. We've got Clavulin then, who's looking to close up and get himself a comfier position in the top 10 at the expense of Tedesco. Tedesco, of course, will have much fresher tyres. He has literally just come out the pits, so it certainly will be a tall ask for Clavulin. Silver Carter then is back up to 8th place, so a great recovery drive from Silver Carter. Certainly not to be underestimated just how much of an effort that took to get back there. Robin Dobbins in 7th. Rainmeister hasn't really featured on the stream since his overtake early doors. Did have to take an early pit stop, but wondered how it worked out for him, and well, 6th position. So I'd say that worked out
Fantastic.
pretty well for him indeed, and he will be looking to catch Shab Joshua. He did show a lot more pace than in qualifying, so it could still be on for Rainmeister. Valkyrie then back down into fourth. Helter-skelter, topsy-turvy round this roller coaster of a track, and it's certainly been so for Valkyrie's positioning today in our lone BMW in this cut of the competition. He is of course hunting down MSX, who's holding on to the last podium position, and fighting over the top podium spot is of course Will Castle and Ray Steve, and we've missed it again. Bailey, sack the commentators. Will Castle's in the lead of the race.
Huh?
Isn't he?
No.
Oh, no, he's not. No, he's not. There's another Mercedes, the same colour. Right, okay. I got confused by the number of cars. I thought he'd got the job done, but no. So Ray Steve is coming up to a back marker. That is Marky Marks in the Porsche.
I do have an opinion about what maybe Whale Castle's going to regret, and I was hoping I was going to say this, but I have a slight feeling he's going to regret he didn't make the move when he was closer. Because at one point they were so close, I thought he could just send it. I think he was thinking, "Oh, let's hold on to it. Let's. This is an endurance race. Let's keep it going. Let's have a bit of a battle." And I think because he'd done that and he's kept on the back of Ray Steve very well, and now Ray Steve's gone into winning this race mode, he's losing him a little bit. 1.4 seconds the gap, which is quite big in racing terms actually.
And it is just getting bigger and bigger, as you pointed out. The gap when they came out of the pit, there was only about 7 tenths between them, but Ray Steve has certainly decided he wants to take the whale by the horns. I'm here all week, by the way. Dad jokes ahoy! If we're not on about Bailey and his fruit shoots, we're on about tumbleweed grade jokes from myself. But certainly there is no tumbleweed on Ray Steve. He has seen the problem in his rear view mirror and decided he wants that Audi badge, a much smaller image off in the distance, and he is creeping himself a gap with 4 minutes to go. It is at this point Steve's race to lose at the moment. MSX then, he is absolutely getting the job done. The BMW may be quicker in a straight line, but that is not stopping MSX taking this podium position all for himself. Of course, Valkyrie will keep him honest to the end of the race, but if MSX can keep this up nice and smooth, he is definitely going to hang on to third position, which will be a great finish for him given his finishing position in the first race. They're not as good as dad jokes, John. They are just granddad. They are granddad. Oh, shots fired. Shots fired. Let's see how funny he is the next time he's in the comedy booth with me. Anyway, back to the racing action. Granddad jokes.
Out, John.
Yes.
I was looking at all the liveries on the track, and a lot of pink and a lot of colours that look very similar to SOP Motorsports colours. And I was thinking, have they actually done this? Have they changed their car colours to SOP's pink and gunmetal grey? And I was just looking at the chat, and Valkyrie asked Simon whether what exactly were the colours for the 4-hour team, and he has worn them quite well, I think. And MSX the same. He's got similar paint scheme.
Yes, I have. Yeah, Valkyrie as well. Yeah, as you mentioned, Valkyrie.
Valkyrie.
Yeah, he does have the pink and gunmetal grey that we do love to see. So yeah, SOP Motorsport colours being represented. Of course, if anyone wants to know what the SOP colours look like, let me just push this magic button. Wow, look at that. It appears on your screen almost like magic. Ah. That is, of course, the SOP logo. Is of course, notice me stalling there so that the transition doesn't cut my voice. That is your two commentators. That is, of course, Double O Raven, myself, and the Welsh Wonder. SOP Colour Red. I'm here for round 2 of the GT4 World Series. Here at Brands Hatch, we have 16 drivers in the race. We did have a disconnect in Yoka-chan, who rejoined straight away, and he has absolutely finished the race. So well done, Yoka-chan. I was just at the flying start, Bailey, just before the warm-up lap.
Yes.
He got disconnected, so he did rejoin, and he has finished the entire race. So well done. And Smith & Weston unfortunately received some terminal damage. His car was unable to continue, so he spent the last 8 laps and another couple more in the pits for him. Clavulin then trying to get the move done on Tedesco still. He would like his finishing position to be single figure and a couple more points to help him on his charge in the championship. We do have 4 weeks of the championship left. Well, these guys have 4 weeks of the championship left. Bailey and I still have 5, because in 35 minutes we will be taken to the track to compete in, of course, the amateur split. Although Bailey in the amateur split, not sure I'm happy about that, considering he's taken podiums in the F1. I mean, let's face it, what is going on there? Let me just get rid of that event poster though.
I do enjoy the AMS series. Any of you guys in the chat that was saying you're going to race us in the AMS series, it is a fun series to be in, because it isn't... we've set these as pace, but also as confidence levels. I'm not very confident when it... If I put me in a pro race, I may be able to keep it with 15th and 16th, but I'd be unconfident in racing, so I'd probably be even slower than that. So I can imagine... where I am in the AM series is perfect, to be honest with you. I'm quite comfortable there, and I'm really looking forward to racing Brands Hatch.
I noticed how you panicked there, Bailey. I was only yanking your chain. I realised it was for the second time today as we watch Race Steve still defending to Whale Castle. So, yep, last lap, final battle ahoy. Yeah. Pilgrims drop, Bailey. Will we see a big ending here? Yokachan's trying to make a move on Marks.
Too big.
Oh no, let's go big. Go big or go home, Castle.
Oh god. Castle fans in the chat, let's see some support for Castle.
Yeah, come on guys, get in the chat. Oh, Silver Carter's had to come back in the pits on the last lap. Ouch. That is day gone from bad to worst, and that is definitely not a Sunday morning chill out that he would have been hoping for from this event. It's going to cost him huge in the end. Murcielago and Marky Marks will both look to capitalise. He's going
to want to hug the inside of the final corner just to get every inch of the track.
Will we see a drag race? Oh, he is, and you're right, he's hugged out right. Oh, it's going to be a drag race. He's going around. Will he get the cut back? It's going to be very, very, very close. It's going to be less than half a second between these guys. In fact, there's going to be less than a breath between these guys, and there is indeed. So, Race Steve, 2/10 of a gap between these two guys after 45 minutes of racing, 29 laps, and they could be separated by less than the length of a spoiler. Absolutely top shown from these guys, but Race Steve does take the honours, and MSX jump back on board just in time, gives us a flash of the lights. He knows exactly he's on camera, and Valkyrie then will finish the race in a very, very, very respectable 4th position for our solo BMW. And Shab Josh bringing it home in 5th, and Rainmeister in 6th, with Robin Dobbin crossing the line very close to Rainmeister in 7th position. Tedesco then, great showing from him. Kept it on the track, kept it clean, took his pit stop late in the race. He's got fresh tyres at the end, and he's got himself 8th place, closely followed by Clavulin in 9th. Silver Wahoo in the Audi did have a few offs into the grass. I think he was trying to gazump Bailey's grass cutting contract with the Brands Hatch ground staff, but he finishes in the top 10, so well done to you. Dan the man in the Audi, the number 100 car, finishes in 11th, with Murcielago coming across the line. Another man sporting the pink and gunmetal grey of SOP. We'll love to see it. He's finishing in 12th. Silver Carter then is going to finish down in 13th, with Marky Marks in 14th. RD Yokachan will take 15th place, and of course Smith and Weston hung on in there after the terminal damage, and he will take 16th place. Bailey, what a race!
Absolutely fantastic race. That's exactly how I wanted it to go. Very flowing commentary from you, John.
Oh, thank you very much, Bailey. Again, I'll need to send you that money in PayPal. Simon got paid last night. And he did read it word for word, ladies and gentlemen. I do like it when they read the stuff I tell them to say about me, word for word. But yeah, no, yeah. All jokes aside, Bailey, a great event and a great show from these guys tonight.
Yes, it was really good. I mean, it just proves that I think the adaptabilities that these drivers got going from... We've had a 2-week gap. That's what surprised me the most. Like, these guys have not raced GT4 cars. Well, actually, they might have in a different league. I hope not. But in a different league at Brands Hatch in GT4 cars. They've had their practice sessions, but this has been exactly what racing is about. Really good stuff.
Yeah, it really has. As you say, exactly what racing is about. All these guys, no quarter given nor asked from any of these guys. So an absolutely to the wall performance from them all. A few of the guys dropped off, got themselves back in there, got themselves back up the order, and got themselves some really, really, really valuable points. Of course, there may well be incidents, so we don't like to bring you a full roundup. But what we can do, there is the current silver standings, and they're on screen, so we can see Ray, Steve and MSX. MSX, of course, our championship leader, finished in third, so he will hold on to that position. Will Castle is in second, finished in second, so in fact he may well be challenging for the lead. Yoko-chan well down the order, but Tenesco, Valkyrie, Clavulin, all with great finishes that are going to see them rocket up the chart. Obviously, as we say, this is incident dependent. We don't like to give you the final results just in case there is anything that the drivers aren't too happy about. They can report incidents, and we do take action as and when required. But obviously, if I'm honest, there isn't a lot of incidents because these guys do keep it clean. We do have a couple of follows, of course. Blue, Moist. Yeah, I'm not sure I'm going to read that name out, to be fair. That's quite a gamer tag. I can't believe Twitch let you get away with that, but fair enough. And Dan Pitt Gaming, thanks very much for the follow as well. Bailey, wow.
Yes.
Another week in the bag. 2 down, 4 to go. Monza next week. Onwards and upwards, my friend.
Yeah, Monza is a... oh god, Temple of Speed, is that what they call it?
It is the Temple of Speed, Cathedral of Speed, whichever pronunciation that you think would be the best. Blatant Rage makes his stream debut. Welcome along, Blatant Rage. It's nice to finally hear, nice to finally put a voice to the text.
I can't believe.
Oh, that is the greatest thing that's ever happened on any of our broadcasts. Blatant Rage, you are my hero. Thank you very much for getting involved. That is absolutely fabulous stuff, mate. Fabulous stuff. Yeah, I tell you, it's a good thing our clothes aren't scripted. Oh no, wait, wait, hold on 2 seconds. Oh, fabulous. So as I say, you can see on screen now, SOP Motorsport, Billy Fletcher Racing, thank you very much for the follow, bud, we appreciate that. Dan Pitt Gaming, of course, he followed, Blood Bull, he followed, Daytime Davey followed, and PSN Sharkazulu followed.
And one more.
And one more, Moist.
No, and another one.
And
Billy
another
Fletcher.
one. Oh, Billy Fletcher. Yep, that's the one I just announced. Are your ears painted on this morning? Have you got? What is the word? Why is that word now escaped me? Haribo. Have you got Haribo eggs in your ears?
Yes,
there we go. There we go. We're fluffing it all over the place. We're fluffing it all over the place. But anyway, that is Iris and Play. I just tried ACC and it's bloody brilliant. Billy Fletcher. If you think ACC is brilliant, mate, get onto Discord, SOP Motorsport, come and get involved with the racing, mate. We've got leagues on PC and console. We commentate on as many of the leagues as we can. So yeah, if you want, get involved with SOP Motorsport. We're on Twitch, Twitter, YouTube and Facebook. And of course, most importantly, Discord. Get on the Discord, tell them the commentary team sent you, and it makes us look even better. Anyway, enough of my waffling and rambling. I now need to panic and get ready for a race in 27 minutes with my co-commentator here, Bailey. So as I said, 2 down, 4 to go for the pros. Monza next. Bring it on.
Yeah, oh, absolutely, bring it on.
Yeah, it's going to be great. Well, that is all we have time for today, so there's nothing left today to do but bid you a good day. So it's a good afternoon from Bailey.
Good afternoon, Bailey.
And a good afternoon from me. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday, and we'll see you all again soon.